Hello, everyone. Welcome to Book Club Preview. I'm Michael, and today we're looking at Charlie Thorne in the Lost City, and we're finishing up part 1 here, looking at chapter 12 and 13. And it starts off with, I guess trouble again is not so much of a good expression, but with a pretty happy reunion. Dante, Charlie, and Milana back together again. And Charlie or Dante looks at Charlie and he says, "Man, Charlie, you've gotten into trouble again, haven't you?" And they kind of go back and forth making jokes at each other. Charlie blames Dante. He's like, I was getting out of trouble until you came along and caused me more trouble." But eventually, after they're kind of joking and laughing a little bit, they're probably not laughing, but they're kind of poking at each other. They get into real serious business. And Dante says, "Hey, give us Pandora. The CIA is great." Charlie said, "I don't want to give the CIA Pandora because the CIA is just going to create weapons." And Dante's hurt, Charlie's hurt, Milana's just kind of listening. And they go through this really tough conversation about everything that happened in the last book. But they get through it. And Charlie tells them about everything that's going on with Darwin, the codes, the tortoise, all that good stuff. And Dante gets a little intrigued and curious. And Charlie shows him the code. They figure out the code's meaning, which is they have to go down this river on the Amazon and go deep into the wild forest, find a river of blood and this crazy looking tree. And Dante doesn't really want to do this, although he does. And Milana, we're not too sure. They just really want Pandora. But Charlie says, "Hey, look," because Charlie is so excited to go on this adventure. She says, "Hey, if you go with me, I'll give you Pandora." And Dante is just like, "Yep, let's go, let's do it, let's rock and roll." Doesn't even think about it, and just says, "Let's do it." And Charlie knows that she has to team up with Dante and Milana because traveling into the wilderness of the Amazon is incredibly dangerous. And Ivan talks about this later. There's millions of ways to die out there. And as a young 12-year-old girl, the numbers aren't very good. But having Dante there, which is a man, which in many societies a man kind of has more power and authority, and Milana, she's going to be much, much safer. And so she wants to team up, and they agree. The next chapter starts, chapter 13, with Ivan. Now, Ivan is an expert at tracking people. So even though Charlie got away, he goes down and finds the spot where Charlie crashed. He's seeing, looks like she's limping on her foot. Looks like she got into a car. There wasn't a fight. She must have had friends, and they're gone. Well, Ivan goes back, and he takes out his binoculars and looks over at where the Devil's Stone is. And he sees Esmeralda going up and looking at the Devil's Stone and coming back. From there, he follows Esmeralda and her brothers. They go to a cafe, a restaurant. He sits down next to them, not too close, but close enough to hear them speak and talk all about the treasure and all about the code and all about their plans. And yes, the spying part. So he spies on them. Esmeralda's brother gets up to go to the bathroom, and Ivan gets up at the same time. He accidentally bumps into the brother, takes out his cell phone, pretends to go to the bathroom, and says, "Oh, no, you go first, Esmeralda's brother." Esmeralda's brother goes in there. He takes the cell phone, opens it up, puts a tracking chip inside there. This must not be an iPhone. Closes it again. And then as the brother's coming out, he slips the phone back into the brother's pocket, and then he goes into the bathroom. And now he knows where they're going and even maybe what they're saying if he can hear them through the phone. And he thinks about, maybe I should just kill these three. They're kind of competition. I already know the clues. but they could be helpful and I can let them do all the harder work. So I won't kill them yet. And that's how the chapter ends. But he's planning to find Charlie, get Pandora, and maybe even take the treasure for himself and return to Russia. Here's some vocabulary. Petulantly. I believe we had this in the last book. Yep, I just checked. I can't remember which chapter it was in specifically, but petulantly means kind of acting childishly, rebelliously. It was your fault. I don't like you. This kind of attitude. And Charlie's acting petulant to Dante. Is it real? Is it an act? We're not too sure. But that's just kind of the way she's letting her emotions kind of speak for her. Hash things out. You can say hash it out. That just means to talk about difficult things to maybe get some peace. So imagine like 3 friends, maybe 2 boys like one girl, and they're kind of fighting over this girl. And then the girl goes and marries some other guy. Okay? Now these 2 friends, they need to talk about everything that happened because they were probably fighting or saying bad things about each other. And so now they have the time. Maybe they have dinner and they just talk about everything and maybe get a little angry, but share their feelings and thoughts, and they hash it out. And this could be for girls too. Intentions. These are the things that you want or hope. For example, we say good intentions. Oh, I got a birthday present for my friend. It was a box of chocolates. My intention was to make my friend happy. My friend opened the box and said, I hate chocolates. I thought you were my friend. Starts crying. Oh, something bad happened. So you can't control the result, but you had a motive for that. So intention is like your motive. Incredulous. Looking at with suspicion or disbelief. Personal affront. We've had this affront before. It's like, something that just repulses you, pushes you away. But personal affront is like something someone says to you, that offends you, that hurts you. And so when Charlie says like the CIA is terrible, Dante's like, I'm part of the CIA. You just hurt me personally. Ditched is to get rid of or throw away. And so Charlie ditched Esmeralda and her brothers. She kind of threw them away or ran away from them. Scrounged. This was another one we had before, but scrounge is to search deeply on your hands and knees, moving and getting dirty and trying to find something. And I can't remember how they scrounged or what they scrounged around, but whatever. Searching deeply, another way. Sequestered. There we go. Sequestered. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Sequestered means kind of separating or moving apart, almost like hiding. And so Charlie was sequestered, set apart from civilization and everyone to try and protect Pandora. And she's tired of being alone. She's ready for adventure and challenge. This is vocabulary in chapter 13, which is so short. Twiddling his thumbs is like this. Moving your thumbs around, playing with your thumbs, doing nothing. So we can use it as an expression to say doing nothing. And while Ivan was waiting for Esmeralda's brother to come out of the bathroom, because he had just slipped in that tracking device in the cell phone so fast, he's just like doing nothing, twiddling his thumbs. That leaves us with our discussion question. Would you, hunt for the treasure with Charlie? And Charlie talks about how difficult it's going to be to go down the Amazon into the wilderness. But Ivan also talks about it, how he's not really excited to go into the Amazon wild forest because it is tough to live there and very easy to die. but he wants the treasure and Pandora and Charlie more. So I'd have to ask you, if you were Dante or Milana or Ivan or even Esmeralda, any of these people, maybe except for Charlie, would you go into the forest and hunt for the treasure, backpacking, rowing a boat, walking into the dark forest just to find this treasure? And of course, please make your own discussion question. That is all the time that we have for today. But thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Book Club Preview. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, if you have any questions about the video today, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. If you had any other vocabulary words that you wanted to know what they meant, let me know. And also, if you're interested in maybe joining one of these book clubs, please leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.